All right, everybody. Episode 2, season
Showtime.
3. We got a guest today. Gary Big Time Braun. Gary, tell us a little about yourself.
A little bit about myself. Well, I'm a friend of Fernando's, of
That's
course,
a lot. All right.
which
Good.
qualifies me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a son at Georgia who actually predates me on this show. I think he's been here before I was. Carter Braun was on here, I think,
You
last
did an
year. I got
excellent
another
job. That's
one.
right.
He's got a twin brother at University of Michigan, hence that shot behind me. It might look pro OSU, but it's actually pro Michigan. It's a shot I took of some sorry ass OSU donk after Michigan won the game in 2021.
Nice.
Um, College football fan, own a video production company, did a little time in sports broadcasting. So I'm happy to have you guys on. Big fan of the show, big fan of both of you guys, and appreciate the
Right.
consideration.
All
Excellent.
right. Excellent.
And I am wearing an Auburn hat today because I'm eating
I
crow.
noticed.
I called them frauds last week. And of course, the Canes are always close to my heart. And after they beat Notre Dame, this was the shirt all Miami fans were wearing at the game. And my buddy of mine got me one and delivered it to me this week.
Nice.
All right, Nikki, we ready?
I think so, brother.
Good week. Good first week. Nikki, why don't you give us an update on the Heisman, see what's going on?
So it's the first game out of the chute. Only one game. I guess the one guy you flagged was the quarterback from Texas A&M Aggies, Marcel Reed. He
Yeah.
had he had a nice game last week. It was sort of as we expected, a defensive week, but he had a good game. So I guess he's broken out early. But again, it's very early. There's a lot of football to be played. This is the first weekend in September, so
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see what
It's the first
happens.
game.
Right.
I love Moneyline material though. John, he looks we'll see this week against the Michigan defense, but he had a big game too. 4 touchdowns, 392 yards.
Guys, can a Heisman campaign end in August? I've never seen that before, but Arch Manning, I guess
Done.
at this point, if he wins it, he really deserves it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I
I
mean,
got some insider on Arch through my connections in New Orleans. We'll get to that later.
all right, cool.
All right, Nikki, what about Delaware joining Division One?
So I was kind of thinking about asking you about this. So Delaware, for the last 50 years, has been a solid one double A team. They
Right.
made the playoffs some years. They didn't make the playoffs
Yep.
other years, but they had a nice team. Maybe every 10 years, they made a run for the Division Two. I'm sorry, Division One Double A or whatever they call it now, national title. And now they're in Division One, and they're like playing teams like they're playing Colorado this week, and
Right.
they're in like a league with like New Mexico State. I mean, who's getting paid all this money at the AD and the president's level to make these terrible decisions?
I don't know who, but obviously Flacco is an alum from there,
Right,
and supposedly he gave a lot of money to the football program to take him to Division One. He's a big
right.
funder of the program. One of our friends, his kid goes to Delaware, plays baseball there, and he told me that at a party this summer that Flacco's really involved with the football program.
Is there like a benefit to going D1 and then getting boat raced? I mean, Joe Flacco ain't walking through that door, you know?
No, I think the benefit is the bowls. You're playing
Hmm.
big time programs.
Bulls
It,
require 6 wins, bro. I
yeah,
mean,
no, no. But if you to get big time, you got to start playing big time
yeah,
teams, man. I mean, you
that's
can't say
fair.
I'm big time and you're still playing, Salisbury and Abilene Christian, who actually is Division One. But you know what I
Yeah,
mean. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
so they got to step into the deep water and probably get trounced for a few years. But if you can recruit Philly and you can recruit the DC, Maryland area, you can field a pretty decent team, man. Recruiting those two bases.
Yeah, I mean they're players here. I mean
Yeah.
our,
Oh
our you
yeah.
know our friend Steve Fogel has a kid up at Penn State now, and he was at their opener last week, and he came back and he said, I was looking at their roster, they're all from Maryland.
There's a ton of
And
Penn
they're not
State
all
guys.
from
Yeah.
Maryland, but and Maryland, we'll get to them, I'm sure, later. Maryland can recruit their own kids, but you're right. Where Delaware is, I mean, you can pull players. So,
Yeah. Yeah. 45 minutes from
maybe it's a
Philly.
long play.
Yeah. All right. What about Bama? I have my own opinions of it. I think one of the problems is the quarterback obviously is inexperienced. Also Nick Saban looming around the program. It's got to be unsettling for DeBoer, right? That Nick's still around. Nick came to practice this summer and said, "What the fuck's going on? Why are these guys hanging out? Practice are too lax." I mean, he basically told DeBoer, "You're running a loose ship. You're going to have a problem." So what you guys take on this Alabama? I think Alabama's an 8-4 team this year, maybe 9-3 if Ty Simpson really picks it up, but I don't see it. But I think 8-4 is what they're looking at. What do you guys think on that?
Yeah, you want to take that one? Give
Sure,
your
I'll
take.
start. I mean, I have thoughts. I think they're in trouble. I think their quarterback last year was an awesome player, and maybe covered up some deficiencies. I think there is. This is a broader discussion that we probably don't have the time to get into, but I think there are cultural differences between West Coast football and East Coast football, and
That's a
I
good
think
point.
some of those are coming home to roost for DeBoer. Um, you know, I think 8-4 would be pretty good. If he's a good coach, they could be 8-4.
He's a good
And
coach. I don't
yeah,
think he's a
and
bad. I
he's a
think
good
he's a good
coach.
coach. Yeah,
He's a good coach.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, man, they looked. I wasn't like any Alabama team I've seen any time recently, and
They
it's
look
not an easy road
slow.
for them.
They look slow
Yeah.
compared to Florida
And
State.
and that is one thing. Alabama wasn't always good. They couldn't always score, but certainly defensively, sideline to sideline, and that's a
Beast.
keystone of success in the
Yeah,
SEC.
yeah.
Like sideline to sideline, they were good, and they were pedestrian guys. I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah. I didn't see. I only saw bits and pieces of the game, but I think they're in a tough spot. I kind of agree with your point about there being a cultural difference between southeastern conference football and the West Coast. He's coached at Fresno State and Washington, basically, and it's good. That's a good call. We'll have to see. He is a good coach, but he's got a lot of work to do. And he's got to do it quickly.
And let me just clarify one thing. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not suggesting he can't succeed there. To your point, Fernando, he's a very good coach. Great coach. You could argue. All I'm saying is that there is a culture shift that happened. So he can bring that West Coast thing to Alabama and succeed. Sure, he can. I'm just saying it doesn't happen in 18 months. I think
Right, right.
you got to get your players. The culture has to change. Conferences have styles. I mean, we'll talk about this when we get to our picks. I mean, like Big
Yeah.
Ten defense, run game. And it's just it doesn't always translate immediately. So I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm not saying they can't and won't win games. I'm just saying they're in a spot. I mean, I'm with you, Nick.
You hit a great point. Alabama has a style. They pound you with their offensive line, they run it down your throat, and they throw the ball when they need to. That's been the Saban motto of winning and defense, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's coming in and saying, we're going to sling it all over the field, but you got to have a quarterback. You got to have Michael Penix to sling it all over the field. And if you
Yeah,
don't, you're in trouble. And I think what's going to happen, he's going to figure it out, DeBoer, and
I
then
agree.
start pounding the ball over Caden Proctor, left tackle, All-American, and just run it down your throat with their backs.
Or
And that will change the projection of the season.
or they'll struggle, and he'll get a Michael Penix, and in a couple years,
He
I mean,
supposedly has one, a
it's
freshman.
not out. Yeah, but it's not outside the range of outcomes that he. Look, a guy like DeBoer takes a job like this, maybe thinking he can change the face of the SEC. I'm going to make the SEC
Yeah.
a 52-49 conference. I mean, I don't see. I mean, granted, the SEC they do have those games, but yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. But I think I mean, shoot, if you told me 8.5 is the over under for their wins this season. I'd have a heck of a time betting the over. I mean, I
It was
don't want to
nine and a
overreact.
half to start the season.
Right.
Right.
I think it's gone down maybe 2 games to seven and a
Mm.
half, but I think they're over on 7.5. So a new segment is impressed versus depressed. Just
Right.
because I think you see these big tilts the first week of two powerhouse teams, and you're like, wow, what happened to them? Or wow, this team is better than they were. I mean, so we just hammered Alabama, so we don't even talk about them anymore. But FSU looked really good. I mean, they look like they might be pretty good this year. I mean, they got a quarterback, they run the ball, they pound you, and they defend. Did you guys see any of that game?
Did.
Unbelievable how good
Yeah,
they
I mean,
were.
you always want to caution against overreacting after 1 week, but I agree with you. I had the same reaction. You just don't know how good or bad anyone is. Doak Campbell is a great home field.
Yeah,
They enjoyed it.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Fernando, you and I saw FSU a couple years ago when they weren't any good, beat
yeah,
LSU in a season opener, and it turns out they were really good that year. So it's like
yeah.
you
Right.
kind of don't know.
I think you do though. I think when you're playing good like if FSU was playing Middle Tennessee State and beat the shit out of them, I'd be like, I don't know yet. But Alabama's loaded. I mean, it's
They're
all Mickey
talented.
D's,
They're
all five
talented, but
stars across
I
the
mean,
line.
is 7-5 out of the range of outcomes for Alabama?
No, it's not out of the range. I don't think
Right.
it happens.
So
But I think FSU's 10-2. I mean, maybe they lose to
okay,
Miami, maybe they have a
they
tough game
that
against Florida, but ACC is pretty weak.
yeah,
So
no, it's fair.
I think they're going to be better than 2-10 from last year. That,
No question. That
yeah,
I think that dude can coach.
yeah.
I, I
How
I'll
about
I'll give him credit.
LSU Clemson? LSU, very impressive. I put Clemson in depressed, but I think Clemson's going to be fine. They just played
Right.
a better team. But did you guys hear Brian Kelly bragging Dabo Sweetie?
I did a little bit.
Brian Kelly needs to shut the fuck up. All right. I hate him. You know what? I hate him. He killed the
Right.
kid at Notre Dame. I don't know if you guys know
Yeah,
that.
a kid died on his watch would be another
Yes.
way to put that. But yes, that
Yeah.
happened.
Caused DJ Durkin his job. So just to remember.
That was a good game. Yeah, that
That
was a
was
good game. I agree with you. Dabo will get it right. I mean, that was a tough game and a tough game. I mean, defense is always going to be ahead of offense early. I'm sure we'll talk about that later more broadly. Um, but
LSU's
LSU's
pretty
a
good,
talented
man.
team. LSU
It-
and Kelly gets off the schneid with those week 1 losses.
It's a good win for them. All right. What about Auburn? Watch that. I watch pretty much all these
Well,
games.
you're
I
wearing the
watch a lot of
hat. You
football.
tell us.
Yeah, I didn't see that game.
I
Neither
watched
did
that. It was
I.
Friday night. Auburn looked really good, man. They got a quarterback, Jackson Arnold, looks like the real deal. They're running the ball. They're not trying to over. I think he threw it maybe 8 or 11 times, hardly at all, maybe 8 for 11. But he ran the ball a ton out of like over 100 yards running. They're defending. They look good. I mean,
A
they look
solid team.
they look solid. I mean, finally, I think he finally got it right. Blindside finally got it right with the right players. I mean, he's been recruiting his ass off, but I think they're going to be okay. I mean, I think they're going to be formidable. I mean, so this starts to look Alabama's schedule now looks tougher and tougher as these teams
Mhm.
come out. And you're like, oh, and Tennessee's not that bad either. Oh, and teams we thought might be down are actually up. A&M is good. I mean, you go down Alabama's schedule, it's a tough road, man. I mean, they're going to beat Wisconsin, I think, is their next tough game, but we'll see. Miami, Notre Dame. You guys watch that?
I did not.
Did.
I was on the road.
I did.
Miami looks good. Carson Beck looks like the real deal, man, like he's back.
So I'll say this. I mean, I'm not like I said. I got a kid at Georgia, so I'm a big Carson Beck fan. Sorry to see him go, but understand it was time for them to part ways. I was really surprised, Fernando. I don't know if you watched that game and watched it all the way through.
All of it.
The way that the I don't want to overstate this, but like the lack of trust Cristobal appeared to show in Carson Beck late really surprised me. I mean, I've seen Carson Beck come up big late in a lot of games, and they got that ball late in a tie game at the 35-yard line and basically handed it off 3 times and kicked a
He's
very long
tight.
field goal. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
Cristobal's
But I agree
tight
with you. He
though.
looked great. That dude's
Yeah.
sharp.
Cristobal doesn't realize he has a Ferrari and he's driving like it's a Ford, you know. He needs to
Right.
let the Ferrari
Do, do,
purr.
do you feel me? That's well put. Do you feel me
Yeah.
though? Like watching that, I
Yeah.
was like, what are they doing? Like, you're going to trust this guy with a 40-something yard field goal? And, and he made it and it worked out for them. But Carson Beck, I've seen enough of him to know he's a good player. I know there are concerns about their receiving core, but he's going to elevate them.
Receiving core is
That's a
good,
scary
man.
team to me. You give me senior leadership at quarterback, it's like a 5th-year point guard. I'll take that every time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the receivers are pretty good. I mean, they're you guys, they're Miami guys, they're fast, they can
Young
catch.
though.
And the thing with Carson Beck, he looked pretty healthy. If he's healthy, and he's Georgia 2023 Carson Beck, the U's going to be competing with Clemson and Florida State for the AC. The AC just got a lot tougher too, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a weak conference, but I got tougher.
Yeah, and to me, this game was like LSU Clemson. I'm not knocking Notre Dame
No,
down
Notre
a
Dame's going to
notch. I
be
mean,
fine. They're going to be
Carr
fine.
looked good.
Yeah.
He was a rookie. Look, just picking up where Riley Leonard left off with a lot of that QB draw stuff and the run game in the red zone. So
Yeah.
that was a good game, as was the next one on your list.
Ohio State, Texas. Nick, we analyzed the shit out of that game. We
Right.
liked it. So I'm going to give you my Arch Manning story here. I'm going to drop it here. I told
right.
a couple people this. So
Right.
I do a lot of work in New Orleans, and Arch went to high school in New Orleans, played in the Catholic leagues there with the attorney who does all my closings down there.
Right.
His boys played against Arch in high school every year. Has seen him since he was a baby, played football
Right.
against him. And he said, you know what? The Arch has the name, he has the measurables. Look at him, he's a big kid. He goes, but never beat us in high school. And between the ears, there's just mashed potatoes and gravy. He Cajuned him. That's all there is between those ears. He goes, dumb as a brick, just stupid. Wow. And when you pressure him, he's going to cave. And that's exactly what Ohio State did. They put the heat on him, and he couldn't handle it. And they're going to be fine too, but they're looking a little rocky with him at the helm, man. I'm sorry.
Well, that was a hornet's nest they walked into.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I mean, I don't. It's funny. I watched the first quarter of that game, and if I were a live in-game bettor, I'd have loaded up on Texas. Like, I felt like they weren't getting to him. I thought that he was pretty well protected. Texas was getting what they wanted in the run game. They turned it over on downs a couple of times.
Yeah.
I can't speak to his intelligence or lack thereof. That story is fantastic.
Yeah, this attorney can.
I can speak to his physical attributes. I don't feel like they were fully used. And, you guys, like I said, I got a kid at Georgia. I got a kid at Michigan. You're going to hear probably a Big Ten bias when we get to my picks. But that East Coast, West Coast thing we were talking about, Nick, I'm not sure about Sark. I'm not sold on Sark. Like, you're not going to come into the horseshoe and sling it 100 times and score 50 points. It's going to be running and defense. Like, these games are all going to be scored in the teens or low
they were
20s.
running the ball on him, no problem. Then he stopped running the ball because he wanted to show Arch is
too cute. Is my point. Too cute. Sark gets a little too cute, I think, as a play caller sometimes.
Right.
Like, you just got to go with what works.
Great game. I mean, a lot of pros on the field there.
Yeah.
Maybe 15, 20 pros playing there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to bog things down. Like, we could debate it. I didn't feel like it was a great game. I mean, it was a close game.
Yeah.
But to me, like, the Notre Dame Miami game was a far better game. But I hate Ohio State. It's in my blood. I can't, I'm not going to lie.
Well, looks like Utah put it to UCLA, Nick.
Yeah.
Nick's our West Coast expert. What do you think about that beatdown?
So, UCLA started slowly out of the gate last year. I think they got their first win in October at Rutgers, and then they got rolling pretty good. They won at Nebraska. They beat Iowa. Then they had some quality wins, but they lost a lot of people in the transfer portal, and I think it's hurt them. They've had to start from square one. They had Joey Aguilar from Appalachian State, and then he essentially got traded for the quarterback from
Nico
Tennessee,
or
yeah,
Nico,
Nico.
right?
And I guess Utah's is a better program right now than
They're good.
UCLA.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Um, Joey Aguilar looked pretty good for Tennessee, by the way. He's not on our
right.
list, but he looked the part. I mean, he looked like an SEC quarterback, could run it and throw it. All right, and we leave the best for last. Bill Belichick,
Right,
depressed.
right,
Girlfriend on the sidelines, hugging, kissing her during the
Started
game.
so well. Started so well.
So weird. Belichick. So I heard a rag today on him saying the problem with Belichick is all his assistant coaches are his buddies, except for Freddie Kitchens, who was already in the roster, and they kept him. But everyone else, he's got three like Belichick's on the team. He's got Mike Lombardo and his son on the staff. He's just got a bunch of dudes that he hung out with, and they're all old.
Money
And
grab.
this is a different world, man. And TCU went in there with a chip on their shoulder saying, hey, what about us? And Jordan's there, Randy Moss is there. It was a
right,
show, and
right,
they got waxed,
right.
Mm-hmm.
waxed. So I think Bill, I mean, I think they're going to go 6-6. I think he'll win 6 games just because he's Belichick. But they're going to have to change what they do. Any thoughts on Belichick and how their year is going to go?
I mean, he's the best coach in pro football history.
Right.
So you can't sell him short. But yeah,
Undeniable.
it was
Right.
an eye opener on Monday night against TCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reiterate. I'm going to caution against the first week overreaction. TCU to me is a perennially underrated team. I think there's something about just like seeing those 3 letters. No one thinks they're a team,
Yeah.
but like that is a good football team.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, 48-14, they got absolutely trucked. And remember, they jumped out to a 7-0 lead. They were going to the playoff after about 4 minutes of the first quarter.
Right.
Carolina
So,
was right.
um, but I'm with Nick, man. I think that's a good guy. That's a good coach with or without Tom Brady. If his heart's in it, I mean, he's 70 something. If it's not just a money grab, if he's the competitive guy we think he is,
He
I
needs
think he'll be
he
able to
needs
right
some
the ship.
new coaches. I love that take. Freddie Kitchens got to go. He needs an innovative new AD. I mean, OC needs an innovative defensive coordinator. And the other thing the guy said was all Belichick is concerned with his defense. He doesn't really give a shit about the offense like he was as a
Well,
pro
he gave
coach.
up 48, Chief.
I
I
know. So
mean,
now they're saying he now needs to worry about offense, and his defense is not very good either.
yeah.
So that was,
Well,
I,
his best offensive players are in the NFL this year, so
yeah.
he's going to need to figure something out.
I mean, I thought TCU would win. I picked them to win, but I didn't think it'd be like that. But
Yeah.
all right, for the week, Nick, you're 8-7, right above the Mendoza line. I was 9-7. Let's go through these quickly so we can get to this week's games. Um, I picked UCF. You picked the under 34-7. Both won that. I picked ECU because I liked their campus. No other reason why. They covered. You picked the under. That also covered. You picked Cincinnati. I picked Nebraska. Nebraska didn't look that good. Cincinnati. That was a game that was just worthless. I don't know why I'd watch that game. Watch parts of it. Auburn. We both like Baylor. We lost there. Both like Georgia Tech. They look good against Colorado. That was a pretty decent game. Game of the week. Nick, you picked the under. I double betted the under at Ohio State, so I got two dots there.
Good
14-7.
deal.
Um, Syracuse, Tennessee, you took the under, which did not cover, and I took Syracuse, which Syracuse did not look great against Tennessee, but Tennessee looked pretty good. Um, love Tulane. You like Northwestern. I just thought it was going to be hot. Northwestern looks pretty sad again this year. 23-3. Um, Bama, I mean, I literally said I could see Bama win 58-10, 51-7. No. They
Right.
lost 31-17, man. FSU looked really good against them. That was a big win. We both liked LSU. That was the lock of the week. The lock's now 1-0 going into week 2, Nick. Nice job. Um, Georgia State, Ole Miss. You like the under, which didn't hit even 60 points. It was 63-7. I like Georgia State. They got killed. I like UCLA. I mean Utah. I like the under, which did not cover. I liked Utah too,
Right.
but it did not cover.
Right.
Um, Both like Virginia Tech. That was a pretty decent game, but South Carolina looks pretty good actually as well. They have a lot of talent on that team, and that Nicky Harbor can really play. He's a
Right.
great football player. Um, Both like the under. We made that by half a point. It was 51.5. It was 27-24. I like TCU, like the under. The under did not hit, but TCU did.
Right.
So,
Sure did.
all
All
right,
right.
boys, here we go. Week 2. By the way, the unders were hitting all over the board, Nick. Good call. A lot of unders hit, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. James Madison Friday night getting 13.5 points at the Ville. I'm gonna do my pick first. So I already pre-did them. Then you guys can let me know what you want. I'm gonna take JMU there. I think they're a decent team. I think they're gonna lose, but I think it'll be a close game. What do you say, Nick?
I'm going to take the under there, under 57.5.
It's 56.5. I updated all the numbers.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my, you're like
Okay. Yeah. Under.
you're like my man in college, Fernando. You can't give me the lines, and then when I come back, be shaving a half point. I mean, I'm actually with both of you guys. I was
Double
given
bet?
I was given 14 and 57.5, but I'll I guess eat the half point, eat the point on the total and the half point on the spread. I like them both. I mean, I think JMU's got a good defense. They can shorten the game. Louisville's a little inconsistent. I think JMU slows the tempo, and Louisville wins, but I don't think it's a track meet. So give me both. I'm going to take the dog and the under. I think there's a correlated play there.
Double
Good
betting.
move.
Nice, Gary. I love the
Hey, look,
double
man.
bet.
Okay, a couple things. It's September 3rd, all right? And it's a Saturday. Like, I've got all of Sunday to make it back, and I'm talking Sunday until 7. Like, I'm not even touching Sunday Night Football,
If
or
I
let
was a
alone
bet
Monday.
man, which I
Monday,
am,
right. Monday is the chase day for me. So if I see some correlated games, I'm
yeah,
gonna just jump on both. What the hell?
yeah, I like it. All right, Northern Illinois getting 17.5 at Maryland, 46.5 over under. I think the Terps are gonna trounce Northern Illinois,
Of
so I'm
course
gonna
you do.
take Maryland. Nick,
I just can't trust Maryland off of last year.
all
I'll
right.
take the Huskies with the points.
Yeah, I'm with Nick. The Huskies can ugly it up. This is a lot of points for a low total game. I mean, what's the implied total here? 30 to 30. I can't do the math. 34, 17,
31,
something like that.
16
I think
something.
there's limited possessions here. I think they can slow it down. This is another one that I think is correlated. Maryland wins. I think they win, but I don't think they run away. I think it's like a 27-13 type thing.
All
So
right.
give me both. I want the dog and the under again.
Oh my,
Doubling up.
you're chronic. You're like
Doubling
me.
up. Hey, man, it's
All right.
early in the season.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Baylor getting 2.5 at SMU, 64.5 over under. I'm gonna go SMU here at home. Gary?
Of course you are, because Baylor burned you last week. I'm going to take Baylor plus the points. I think they've got a physical edge. And in a shootout like this, I think it's coin tossy. This is a 38-34. I should probably take the over. But I'm going to take Baylor plus the 2.5. I think they bounce back.
All right, Nick.
I'm gonna follow in Gary's footsteps. I'm gonna take Baylor with the points too.
Okay. Yeah, Baylor did screw me last week, and I'm a little bitter about it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you carry that.
you're right. I do
You
carry
carry
that
it.
grudge. All right, so this is the trap of all traps. Illinois only favored by 3 against Duke. It's not basketball, people. It's football. And I'm going to fall into the trap with Illinois because I can't bet for Duke. It'll make me physically ill. So what do you say, Nick?
I'm going to go with the Blue Devils
Ugh,
plus with the points.
with
I'm
three.
gonna show my colors here. I mean, I'm sort of old school in this way. I think defense and run game travel. I
With
think Illinois does that. I think this becomes more of a Big Ten game than an ACC game. I don't think Duke wants to be in a slugfest. So I like Illinois in a sort of slow tempo, clock draining game. Again, I see it very correlated. I like Illinois to win and the game to be under. Now, I'm not saying parlay all of these people, spread them out, but
Yeah.
I'm going to take both sides. I'm taking Illinois -3 and the under. I
Okay.
think they grind out to like a mid-20s type win.
I agree. I like them to beat up Duke. You can't trust the Dukies. They'll always fuck you when you trust them. Iowa getting 3 in Ames against Iowa State. I'm going to go with the Iowa under here, Nick. The traditional Iowa under because
Right,
they're Iowa and they don't have
right,
a quarterback. The quarterback threw for like 48 yards last week.
right. They never have a
So that might
quarterback.
be a record on the high side for them.
All right, Gary, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm with you. I mean, if this game is a penny more than 17-14, I'll eat my cell phone. I mean, like, these games. So again, I think it's correlated. I mean, rivalry game, ultra low total, points matter more. Give me the dog. Iowa plus the points and under. I'm going to go 17-14. I might like Iowa money line on this.
Nikki?
Yeah, Kirk Ferentz, I think he's the only coach who's been with one school the entire all this century,
That's
and I don't think
insane.
he's ready to cede anything to Iowa State. So I'll take him as the under Iowa, the Hawkeyes, giving the points or getting the points.
They're getting 3.
I just want to point out, Fernando, do I get any sort of accreditation or anything? There's been 5 games. I've provided 9 plays. Is that a record?
That's
It
a
is.
record.
Okay, cool. It's going to slow down, but hey, I'm just going to
I don't care, man. Just a few more lines for me to type. That's all it is.
action, baby. It's the Nicky and Fitz show, baby.
Right.
Kansas City, University of Kansas, getting 6.5 against Mizzou at Mizzou. I am going to take Missouri here. I like that Kansas team. They can score, and I'm also going to take the over. I'm sorry. Now I have to get in on it.
It's
And I'm going to take
contagious.
the over. I think that's a high scoring affair. They're going to be flying around everywhere.
All right, you find it. So what's the line? I saw 6.5. Is that where we still are?
6.5 and 50 and a half over.
So you finally got to a game that I don't like any side of. This total feels right. I'd like Kansas a little bit more at home. I think their offense can match. So I'm vacillating here because I don't really have a pick, but I'm gonna go with Kansas plus the points. I'm just gonna take the
Okay.
dog and hope it stays close. But I don't like it. I wouldn't bet this game if you didn't make me.
Thank you. Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, this is a border war game. I'm going to go with the Missouri Tigers here too, giving the 6.5.
Yeah. All right. Ole Miss laying 10 on the road. Kentucky's a home underdog getting 10 points. I am going to take Kentucky here. I hate home under I like home underdogs. I hate when they're getting points at home. It's ridiculous.
I
So
mean,
it's really a 13-point line.
this is totally a tempo game again. There's not a lot of blowouts in the SEC, so I think I'm with you, Fernando. I'm gonna take Kentucky plus the points. If they can protect their quarterback, they keep it close. If not, Ole Miss certainly has the firepower to cover. But I'm gonna take the home dog too, getting double digits at home in conference. I gotta like that.
Nikki. Kentucky also had a nice win against Toledo. Toledo's a pretty good
Yeah,
team.
I don't have any kind of strong feeling about this game.
Well, you're going to give me a pick.
You want to tease it,
I'm
Nick?
I'll go with with Mark Stoops at home. I'll take the Wildcats.
Ooh, that
Okay.
can't be good. We all agree that can't be good.
Yeah.
All right. Oklahoma State getting 20.5 against Oregon. I don't know if you guys saw Gundy this week. He's been going off about money
He's
again.
a
Right.
man. He's
Like he
40.
has no money. T. Boone
Right.
Pickens has
Right.
plenty of money, and he
Right.
gave
A
him
little bit.
300 million. So settle down,
Right.
Gundy. And this is the road trip. I've been there for a game. I was there last year. If you
Is
get
this
an
road trip of the
opportunity,
week?
it's a road trip of the week. Is Eugene, Oregon. It's a great college town. It's an old school college town. Not a lot of anything but football there. Cheap beers, cheap food,
Perfect.
old crusty bars. Really a cool little area. It's a great college town. I mean, I'll never go back because it's a pain in the ass to get to, but it was good. And Nick went with me last year, and we had a time there, man. So I'm gonna take Oregon late 28.5. I think Lanning wants to put it to Gundy to shut him up. I think Lanning's he's gonna he's gonna open up the Ferrari on them. I think they're gonna kill him.
Well, I'm
What
a
do you
fan
think?
of Dan Lanning. I'll say that. And I love the pictures from your guys' trip last year. That was awesome. You were like live streaming it for us, Fernando,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
live sending pictures of it to us. But and I think Oregon wins comfortably. I can't disagree with that. But it's too many points. I mean, it's over 4 touchdowns. They're like Gundy. The Cowboys. They're not like an incompetent. I mean, they're a
No,
legitimate Power Five program. So
yeah.
I think there's just I'll hope to slide in the back door there. I'll take the dog. I'll take Oklahoma State.
Okay. Nikki?
Yeah, I'm going to follow in Gary's footsteps. I'm going to take the Cowboys. Like you said, more than 4 touchdowns is too many points.
A lot. Yeah, they got a boat racing. And I think they're going to. Remember what they did to Colorado last year when Dion was talking shit about Oregon? Lanny just annihilated them. All right, this is another kind of tricky game, man. South Florida looked good last week against Boise, getting 17.5 in Gainesville against the Gators. And once again, I'm going into the trap, eyes wide open with UCF. I'm going to take South Florida here. What do
You
you
know,
say, Nick? Hang on, Gary. Nick, what do you say here?
Well, this is a tough one. I mean, Billy Napier, he hasn't really. They win. Florida wins, but they don't really blow teams out.
Right.
I don't know whether there's bad blood between the coaches at Florida and the coaches at South Florida, but 17 and a half seems like a maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll go with the under there, under 55 and a half.
Okay. That's up to 56.5.
Okay.
of course he is. Just like my man in college, just changing the line on you because he
Right.
knows which
I
side
checked
you
it
want.
before the show. I
That's
just wanted
that's
to get.
bull
Yeah.
crap. Nick, I'll give you 55 and a half.
All right.
So you guys will appreciate this, Fernando. You especially being from the 305. Like conventional wisdom used to be South Florida, UCF, these huge schools, good teams in that big state, filled with kids who were spurned by Miami, spurned by Florida, spurned by Florida State. They
Right.
were a great play as dogs against these teams, and they may still be. But I think the transfer portal has changed that a little
Good
bit.
call.
Like if they're good, they leave. Which is not to say I love Florida. I probably lean Florida, but I just think things are going to like revert back to how they used to be 100 years ago, where like these smaller schools are just going to struggle. Smaller programs, I should say. USF is a huge school, but they struggle physically against these big teams. So I think Florida will get some chunk plays. USF will score. They'll be motivated. I'm going to go over with Nick, even though you're screwing us out of that point. Um, it's a tough call on the cover side. I'm not sure where I am on Florida. Of course, I'm very excited for Florida, Georgia, Fernando, as you know, going down there for the world's
All
largest
right.
outdoor cocktail party later this year. But I'm going to go over in that South Florida.
Nick, you went under, right?
Yeah, I went under there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, then I'll just book your action.
All right.
All right. So next game is Army getting 17.5 against K-State. I like Army here. I think they're hard to play against. I think K-State's going to beat them, but I think Army maybe loses by 10, 14 points. I don't think they get steamrolled here. What do you say, Gary?
I agree completely with you. I like Army. Their style of offense limits possessions, runs clock. So
Yep.
all those points are valuable. I agree. I think it's a 14-point game. I'll take 17 and a hook with Army. Oh,
Well,
and you know what? I'll take Army and I'll take the under. Here's another one I think is correlated. I'm going to go 27-13 on this. So give me both. I'm going to lose both or win both.
Nikki?
yeah, I'm going to jump on board with both of you. I'm going to also join you on the. I know Army lost to Charlton State last week, but 17 and a half seems like a bundle. I'll take the cadets.
Okay. Another interesting game, cross Power Five teams. Arizona State getting 6.5 against Mississippi State in Starkville. The 6.5 number is a number that I like. So I'm gonna go Arizona State to win by a touchdown or 10 points. I think they're the better team. I think Mississippi State is ass. They're gonna get beat at home. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, Mississippi State. I think they seem to have had problems in the last 3 years. I guess since Mike Leach passed away. I would go with Arizona State here as well. Gary, what do you think?
I think you're both right. I would probably lean there on the side, but I'm going to bet the total and just think it goes over. I think you got a couple of soft defenses. I think Mississippi State can score, particularly at home. Um, 34-31 type game, but I'll look for it to go safely over.
Okay. All right. Boston College, another two Power Five teams against Michigan.
Michigan
45
State.
against Michigan State, 45.5. Boston College getting 4.5. I am gonna take Sparty at home to win by a touchdown. I think Michigan State beats them at home. If this game was in Boston College, I would probably take Boston College, but it's not. What do you say, Nick?
I'm going to go with BC getting 3.5,
It's 4.5 now.
4.5.
Sweet.
Gary?
I'll take that too. I got another correlated one here. I mean, I think MSU is rebuilding. I want the points, and I also want the under. I think both offenses are shaky. I think it's a tight, low-scoring, field goal type game. So I'll take 4.5, and I'll go under.
I'm going to take the under as well with Michigan State. I agree with you there. That's a good call on the defenses. All right, and this is the game of the week, people. 18-3 FP is 18-3 on the game of the week. Last
You're
21,
you're you're 18-3
18
picking
and
the game of the
3,
week.
picking
And do
the
you
game
do
of the
the
week.
thing where every game of the week you get to finagle the spread like you have against Nick a couple times, or do you do a real
I
spread?
pull it. No, no. You can look at the videotape, okay? Um,
I'm good. I'll take your word for it. You're
Michigan
a
four
tough
and a
man.
half currently. I could move.
Four and a
Over
half.
under 46. As much as it pains me, and I really want to take Michigan in this game because I think they're going to play tough defensively. I'm going to have to take money line material here. I, I think I think it's going to be hostile for Bryce Underwood. I think he's going to have some problems doing what Arch did this week. I think that environment's going to be electric in Norman, and I think he's going to have some problems. And now, Sharon may go strictly the run game. He may be like, we're going to pound like we did against Penn State, and that's how we're going to win this game, boys. So I'm also going to take the under. I think there's no doubt this goes under. So I got Oklahoma on the under. What do you say, Gare?
Well, I've got a correlated one here again, and I share the under with you. You won't be surprised though to know I'm going Michigan side. I don't know if you watched much of Michigan. One of the things that really surprised me, I shouldn't say surprised me, but impressed me about Underwood was his poise. He was super poised. They didn't run him at all. I think they were keeping that under wraps. Michigan suffered a horrible, horrible targeting call against Jayshon Barham, their edge rusher.
Yeah.
Um, they
Turk.
appealed that somehow. I don't know if you guys have seen that call. I mean, it was full disclosure. I'm a Michigan fan, but it was an objectively bad call. He should not have been ejected. They appealed it. The NCAA upheld it. So Michigan will miss him on the edge in the first half. But that dude, look for him to make a big play very early in the second half. Michigan is guys, they were down last year. They were terrible, but they've got a good offense again. Justice Haynes looked great. They got a 1-2 punch in the spirit of, Corum and Donovan Edwards. So it's a trenches game to me. So his points are valuable.
It is a trenches game, no
I'm
doubt
going to
about
take
that.
them. I'm going to take them, and like I've been saying all night, defense and running game travels. I'm going to take Michigan plus the points and the under. Michigan hangs close. I'm going to say Michigan 23-20.
Okay. Nick?
Under, straight under.
Straight under. Okay. The thing I think about, I agree with you how Michigan's going to play the game, but I think Oklahoma's going to be slinging it around all over the field with money line.
Yeah, Michigan's defense did not look impenetrable.
Oh, no, I think they'll be good, but
no, I'm saying they didn't look amazing, and they were playing New Mexico. So,
right.
They're definitely vulnerable.
Yeah. Good game there. Obviously, the game of the week. It's the best game of the week. When you look through the schedule, it's not a great week for great games, but this was obviously one of the games we picked at the beginning of the year to be one of the top 10 games of the year. Georgia Southern getting 20.5 versus USC, who hung 77 on someone this last week. USC, they love to beat up on the weaklings, so I'm going to take USC here against Georgia Southern, laying the 28.5.
I'll jump in. Give me the over. I think USC scores a ton. Southern chips in a few, and it gets over the number.
The over or USC and the over? Both?
No, just the over. Just the over.
Okay. Nikki?
I'm going to go the under. You know me. I love the under.
They scored 77 points last week.
Right.
Okay. All right. Virginia Tech. This is Vanderbilt getting 1.5 against Virginia Tech at Tech. 47.5 over under. Virginia Tech. I mean, are they ever going to get away from Beamer's shadow? Man, they can't. They can't. I'm going to take them this week because they're at home and it's at night and it'll be electric there. And Vanderbilt, I think, will be able to handle it, but I think Virginia Tech wins the game, a 3-point game. I think it's a close game, though. I like Tech here. What do you think?
Dittoed everything you said. Agreed. Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Same here.
All right. And the last game of the night is UCLA, another trap game, -3 against UNLV in Vegas. Old Dan Mullen's got UNLV thinking bowl game. I'm gonna fall into the trap again. It's the third trap I'm falling into tonight. I'm gonna take UNLV. I know the Vegas guys. There's a reason why they made him favorite when the UCLA look like nothing, like they're terrible. And I know UNLV is not Utah, but I don't think UCLA is that good, man. I think they're kind of bad. So I'm gonna take UNLV here at home. Getting 3 at home.
I'll take the under.
And I'm going to join both you guys and take both UNLV and the under. I think these defenses are better. And, first of all, UCLA at UNLV, that sounds like it's really late. So, Nick, that one's on you. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be saying that. That sounds like a late game. But I think the defenses, you see UCLA, UNLV, and you think, oh, this game's in the 70s. I think the defenses are better than people think. So I'm going to take UNLV, but I'm also going to take the under.
Okay. All right, Nick. What do you got? I mean, I know you've been scrambling back there. I see you moving around.
For the lock, I've got the Oklahoma State Cowboys plus 28.5 at Oregon.
Attaboy, Nick.
Woo! Wow.
Nice.
I am in disagreement of that, but you pick it. Let's go.
All right.
Getting 20, it's a lot of points.
Right.
It's a lot of points. But Dan Lanning, I mean, he was talking shit about Lanning, and Dion did that. You saw what happened to him. He got 60 put on him. So they are not falling off the dogs.
Gundy was talking trash about Lanning, you mean?
Yeah, Dion was last year. Yeah. And they're like, you guys play for clicks, we play for wins. That whole speech happened, and they hung 60 on him. And I do think Lanning needs to get Dante Moore a lot of reps, so he's not calling off the dogs. I mean, he's running their offense until the whistle blows in the fourth quarter.
Right.
So I see them really running it up. Now, Okie State may score on you, Oregon as well. So it may be a shootout, and 28 and a half is a lot to cover. But I could see it being 21-0 in the first quarter, and they don't look back. But we'll see. All right, Nikki. The
Okay.
RIP this week. Go ahead and give it to us.
So George Raveling passed away, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago, September 1st. And he figures in college basketball history and American history. He was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2015, so 10 years ago. He played at Villanova. He coached as an assistant at Villanova. He went from Villanova to be an assistant with Lefty Driesell at Maryland in 1969, and 4 years later, the two of them had the Terps winning the NIT title in Madison Square Garden, back when the NIT was the NIT. And then he moved far away, and he moved to Pullman, Washington, which is where Washington State University is, which he called the place where elephants go to die. It's hard to get players there. It's hard to recruit. It's hard to do anything there. But he did. Right. And I guess over the 10 years, I guess he left after in 82 or 80, I think 83, spring of 83, they had Craig Elo and Steve Harriel and those guys. And they took Ralph Sampson's UVA team, not to the buzzer, but they played them hard in the NC2A, which got Raveling attention, and he was able to replace Tom Davis at Iowa. And then he ended up he finished up at the University of Southern California. But his impact was really, I think, three things. One, first and foremost, he was a stellar human being. If you look online, he has all kinds of videos dedicated to helping people improve in whatever walk of life they did. That was his bag, was helping people improve in however they could. And then he was involved with, he was an assistant coach on the 84 Olympic team, and he had a hand in steering Michael Jordan to Nike that summer. I think there's a movie about it or a documentary called Air. I haven't seen it, but it's out there.
It's good.
And right. And then most of all, he had a key role in American history in as a young man in August of 1963, when Martin Luther King came to the Lincoln Memorial to do the I Have a Dream speech. I guess the word went out in the African American community that they needed some big guys for security. And George Raveling was a big guy. And I guess, on the podium or the stage or whatever, and King does the speech and goes to put the speech notes into his breast pocket. And Raveling says, "Hey, can I have those?" And Dr. King hands him the I Have a Dream outline. And so he has it. I don't know whether it's with the National Archives or with the Raveling family, but it's a key point in American history.
They're going to be getting auctioned off.
That's remarkable. That's an awesome story, Nick.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was a great recruiter too. I mean, one of Lefty's great right-hand man.
Right.
Brought in, who did he bring in? Like McMillan, right?
Len Elmore, John
right.
Lucas, those guys.
Right. All right. Thank you, boys. A great show.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys for having me.
I think we're under an
hour. Pleasure.
Picks were great. I think we got a lot of diverse picks among us all, which is good. So we'll see on Sunday who's the champion. Gary, thank you for joining and double picking. That's great. I love the double picking. I always encourage people, like Scotty's vodka. I was like, Scotty, you can double pick. He goes, no. I just want to pick once. I'm like, it's not real money. We're not
get
really
after
betting.
it. You
Yeah.
got the whole rest of the season to make it back. This is nothing.
Yeah.
This is play money right now. Get after it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Gary, hopefully
Thanks,
see you
man.
this weekend, man. See you.
Okay. Take care.
Pleasure.
Good seeing you. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Good to see you, Nate.
Bye bye.
See you.